Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
54% do not. This poll also finds Americans' support for Ukraine is waning, with 44% saying our backing should be limited. That's down from 48% in January. Those who say our support of Ukraine should last as long as it takes is at 41%. That's down from 47% 3 months ago. Elsewhere globally, Iran's nuclear capabilities and trade with China each concern 66% of voters. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Firefighters in New Jersey keep trying to put out a wildfire that has burned more than 15,000 acres, prompting air quality alerts.
So they blame it on a teenager who they say lit wooden pallets on fire and then left without properly extinguishing that fire.
Fox's Nate Foley in Ocean County, where that 19-year-old Joseph Kling is facing arson charges. On Wall Street, after 3 straight days of big gains, stock futures are falling nearly 200 points for the Dow. The NFL went prime time last night as teams picked new players.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
And that started round 1 of the draft on ESPN. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter went second to Jacksonville. The Jaguars traded draft picks to Cleveland to move up to get the Colorado star, who plays offense and defense. The New York Giants drafted Penn State defensive end Abdul Carter third, and then made a trade with Houston to pick Mississippi quarterback Jackson Dart in the 25th pick. Another star quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, out of Colorado, went undrafted last night. Rounds 2 and 3 are tonight. In the NBA playoffs, Oklahoma City, New York, and the LA Clippers were winners last night. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
And it's April 25th, 2025. You're in tune with News Radio for South Texas, the morning news. News Talk 710 KURV, show producer Fred Cruz. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording. Jeffrey's on standby. In the news, when you say extra lettuce, extra tomato, especially on the extra tomato side, well, that might be a bigger charge soon. U.S. Commerce Department reportedly plans to suspend a 2019 agreement with Mexico to suspend tariffs on fresh tomato. We had some South Texas leaders, folks in the produce industry, some politicians. They're asking the Trump administration, they held a powwow about all this in FAR this week. They said that tomato prices could increase by as much as 50% if new tariffs take effect in July. Governor Greg Abbott's education savings account will become law. It's a $1 billion pilot that might provide up to 100,000 low-income students in Texas a chance to leave their failing schools and subsidize private school tuition. Well, now another private school voucher bill has been given preliminary approval in the Texas Senate. This one would address the victims of abuse by public school staff.
Senate Bill 1832 passed on second reading, 19-12. It aims to help students and their parents in the aftermath of a public school abuse scandal.
The family may not trust the administrators and find that the safest environment for the child is outside of their home school district.
State Senator Tan Parker's bill would provide options for the victims' families.
Another public school or the ability to go to a private school. TEA would cover the cost.
State Senator Jose Menendez among the Democrats who voted against.
It's estimated 20% of students in K through 12 have experienced inappropriate conduct from a teacher.
If that stat rang true in Texas, it could cost taxpayers $9 billion. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
14 protesters linked to pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas demonstrations on the campus, University of Texas, North Texas, last year have been indicted.
The Collin County District Attorney has announced the indictments of 14 protesters on the charge of obstruction of a passageway. The protest at the UTD campus was among those organized by the Students for Justice in Palestine during May of last year. The DFW chapter of the National Lawyers Guild is representing the protesters. They call the indictment a blatant attack on free speech and a complete denial of the right to hold peaceful protests. Collin County DA Greg Willis says while free speech is protected, blocking access is not. If convicted, they face 6 months in jail and $2,000 in fines.
Eric Bushman with that report. And as we approach the end of April, here comes May, and we all start ramping up, preparing for hurricane season. If you plan to buy batteries or power generators, things like that, it's time to prep for hurricane season and buy some supplies and save on taxes.
Texas has a couple of sales tax holidays throughout the year.
This is the kind of holiday where you can save money if you buy certain supplies. We call them emergency preparation supplies.
Kevin Lyons with the State Controller's Office says emergency supplies range from small items like flashlights or first aid kits to big purchases like portable generators. The goal is to encourage people to be prepared for severe weather since hurricane season starts June 1st. The sales tax holiday for emergency supplies runs from Saturday through Monday.
And a heads up from some Texas officials, near future, if you ever drive I-45 Houston, Dallas, you might want to check the big rig, see if there's anybody behind the wheel. That's coming rapidly. Yeah, some driverless rigs. Some of the news coming up right after AccuWeather. It is AccuWeather time, and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine joining us again. And what do the deer need for maximum antler growth? They need Purina feed, and you'll find it at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply. They are an official dealer for Purina liquid feed and all Purina feed. That's Martin Farm and Ranch. Say hi to Dougie if you stop by. Okay, AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. Let's do the 7 o'clock numbers. What you got, Jeffrey?
Well, I got 78 in Brownsville. It's 76 in McAllen, 75 Harlingen, 76 in Weslaco, and 75 to 73 in Edinburgh, and I guess I said 73 for Brooks County Airport.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's the same. So mid-70s every morning these days.
Yeah.
And we should be close to 90, I guess, maybe low 90s in the Western Valley today.
Yep.
Mid-90s by Sunday. So not much change in the temperature. Can you keep it around for, I don't know, maybe another week or so? Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to keep things pretty steady, actually, into early next week. Thursday's kind of going to be an outlier day next week as we get from the low to upper 90s, but we are not talking any triple-digit weather. And, in fact, after Thursday, it's going to dip back down to the mid to upper 80s, low 90s. And we kept the shower and thunderstorm chances from, let's see here, Thursday, Friday, and next weekend, too.
So all that, what is it, like the tail end of some system that crosses north of us, or
it's
what?
a boundary of sorts because the winds don't really change. So it's one of those, systems that are just going to kind of pop up over the Gulf and pop up over the mountains.
Texas travel okay for the weekend?
Texas travel's okay. We do have some showers and storms today and into tomorrow for Dallas. Nothing severe. Houston could see a little bit of that today, but then the rest of the week and weekend, should I say, is dry. San Antonio might see a couple thunder showers here and there today and tomorrow. Otherwise, Sunday's the better day of the weekend.
All right, Bill. Freddie and I were, in case you're joining us on X Live or are you doing YouTube? Yeah. Okay. Freddie connects us to YouTube Live, 710 KURV. We also do the Facebook. I hate Facebook, but we have to do it. So we're doing Facebook Live as well. Freddie, so if you saw me yucking it up with Freddie as we were playing a news report, Freddie went looking for the population of Green Bay. Green Bay, Wisconsin. What was it, Freddie? 100 and something? Go ahead, Fred.
105,000.
105,000 Green Bay.
105.
In Cheesetown, USA. Well, okay. How many people were there at Lambeau Field for the NFL draft?
Right outside Lambeau Field, 205,000 people. Oh my goodness!
They don't have enough Airbnbs and hotels.
No.
To house all
there
these
was videos
people.
of people renting out their driveways for people to park.
That is absolutely
like $10, $15 to park at the driveway.
There you go. Proof that what, Freddie? NFL
is king.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and I'm not flexing at all, but I might as well. In the Twin Cities alone, we have 3.1 million people. So If we ever hosted the NFL draft at US Bank Stadium, we'd have to rent out our houses. Give people rooms.
Crazy. Hey, Freddie, did the Dallas Cowboys pick, what was it, like a 14th, 15th pick, something like that? Did they pick a new owner last night?
No. Fortunately, they did not.
Okay, so no changes for the Cowboys near future.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeffy. We'll see you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordy on 710 KURV. Also, yes, doing the internet thing live. Radio Panamí. Download that free app. Interesting note out of Austin. Check this out. Major changes are coming to Texas driver's licenses.
Registered sex offenders may soon get a permanent mark on their license right near their face. State Representative Eddie Morales says this should not be controversial.
Opponents call this a scarlet letter, but the registry is already public.
He says this is not about public shaming, it's empowering police. He says if a cop pulls over a car and sees an adult with a child, this mark on the license can help them stop human trafficking. 9 other states, including Florida and Arizona, have similar policies.
That's another report from Michael Board. And check this out. A sex offender who failed to register with police in Weslaco, arrested in Hawaii. Investigators began looking for John Paul Maciet last September. Police say that Maciet traveled to multiple states. Eventually, they found him in Maui and took him into custody. And the interstate connection, Houston, Dallas, if you ever drive I-45, check the big rig next to you. See if there's anybody actually driving that big rig.
When you're making that drive down 45 to Houston, don't be surprised if there's no one behind the wheel of some of the 18-wheelers on the freeway. A company called Aurora Innovations developed a new driverless big rig. It'll be running up and down 45 from Dallas to Houston. It has specialty sensors to detect other cars and software that lets the truck run 24/7. It doesn't need to take any breaks, and there won't be any drivers. It's been in the testing phase for months. These trucks are going to be on the road for real by the end of this month.
Wow. David Rankin with that report. And the theater where Fred was captured and pinned down for the rest of his life by love. Yeah, the place that he actually saw his future wife. He didn't know that at the time. Must have been at like the late 80s, early 90s, because it was shut down in 1993. The Citrus Theater in Edinburgh will be reopening soon. Ready? So there you go. Take note on a date.
Yep.
Go back there, reminisce. Say, remember, baby?
Got to see if I can rent it out.
Say, do you think she would remember? It was important to you.
I remind her every day. So
yeah,
she better remember.
Oh, so you remind her.
Yeah.
So that means it wasn't as important to her as it was to you.
Obviously not.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Freddie. Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. Heads up Mid-Valley, Donna area. State Highway 68 taking a big step forward. So they'll be assessing land. And so I got a conversation I want to share with you from TxDOT coming up next. How long is it going to take to actually see and drive on State Highway 68? That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Look at the rack on that one. You know that buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply also stocks a full line of deer nutrition for keeping your deer in top shape. In addition to being a certified Purina feed dealer, Martin sells all seasons feeders and blinds. So remember, Purina Antler Max 20 and all seasons feeders. Your deer can't do any better.
Come see us at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
Maximize your home workouts with the top equipment. You will only find at Hest Fitness Products, 3501 North 10th Street in McAllen. Locally owned, Albert the owner, born and raised in Weslaco. His passion for our Valley family is that you look better, feel better, as the team of fitness consultants that will custom fit the exercise equipment that you will use. Home exercise equipment you will not find anywhere else with the top warranties, plus white glove delivery and assembly. Hest Fitness, 3501 North 10th Street, McAllen.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
News Talk 710 KURV is your one and only radio station in the Valley for Houston Astros play-by-play. We got the Astros on the road there in Kansas City. So pregame 6:10 this evening on 710 AM radio KURV. Big thank you to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Also, big thanks to the Mission Economic Development Office. To the Texas Department of Transportation FAR District Office. Our engineer is Pete Alvarez. Welcome back to the program. So here we go. On the radar is State Highway 68, Pete. And we hear that, I don't know, maybe some owners, property owners in the path of State Highway 68 might be receiving an offer from the state. They need to sop up that land. So tell me again, where does the proposed State Highway 68 start? What land will it run through, and where does it wind up?
Yes, thank you once again for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
So State Highway 68 will start on I-2 or US 83 in the Valverde area, Alamo Donna area, if you will. It'll head north. The alignment maneuvers back and forth, if you will, on Valverde. And then it goes all the way north, passes Montecristo, then continuing up to FM 490. And then it would touch back to I-69C or US 281. The reason I say maneuvers is because we, over the years, have been refining the alignment to ensure that we minimize impacts to homes, to businesses, churches, cemeteries, things of that nature. And so this project has been in the making for about 10 years now. Subdivisions continue to go up, so we're working really, really hard to finalize the alignment. We now have a finalized alignment as far as the ultimate is concerned. The project will be broken down into basically 3 phases. Phase 1 would be from I-2 all the way north to FM 1925, otherwise known as Montecristo. That would be frontage roads, some overpasses, main lanes, if you will. Phase 2 would be from Montecristo north to FM 490, and then cutting across on FM 490 towards the Edinburgh Airport and US 281. That too will have frontage roads for the most part, and then a couple of overpasses. And then phase 3, the ultimate, would be the tie-in point north of the Edinburgh Airport with a full-blown interchange, direct connectors, if you will, and then the remainder of the main lanes and overpasses through the entire 22-mile corridor.
I recall a few days back, it was Terry Canales, our state rep, a little bit of a dust up, and he was concerned that maybe there might be like a stoplight or a stop sign or something like that. And the final link to the highway, has all that been resolved, or what's going on there? Do you know?
Yeah, so basically we have finalized our environmental impact statement. That was finalized about 30 days ago. It's in the registrar now. That's an official process that we have to follow. Once that's done in the next 30 days, we anticipate we'll be able to get that information out to the Hidalgo County Planning Department, to the city of Edinburgh, city of Donna, Alamo, any of the cities that are going to be affected. We'll get that document out in essence to preserve the right of way so that no more building permits will be issued, to ensure that we basically can go ahead and secure that right of way. Yes, there were some discussions regarding that final alignment. We have worked together with the stakeholders, the city of Edinburgh, State Representative Canales, Senator Hinojosa, and others, to ensure there's good communication, to ensure that these alignments are identified, not only for the short-term phase 1 project, but also for the long-term, the ultimate project.
Okay, so State Highway 68 will be a straight shot then, right, from 83 or I-2, right, 83, all the way up to 281, 69. So it's going to be straight shot. There won't be any pause, any lights, nothing like that when it's finally built, right?
Yes. When the ultimate configuration is a full-blown expressway facility. So
Okay.
You'll have main lanes, you have frontage roads, you have overpasses, and you have direct connectors tying into I-2 and to I-69C. That is exactly right.
Our district engineer for FAR, the Texas Department of Transportation, Pete Alvarez, our guest, State Highway 68. It's coming, people. So at this point, according to news reports and press releases, we see next up is hiring some company that assesses value of the land, puts out proposals. How's it going to work over the next several weeks?
Yeah, so in the next 30 days, once we have the final record of decision, we will begin the process of working with our consultants to basically independent appraiser will be hired to appraise the value of the land and any improvements on those lands. We will then look at right-of-way acquisition. We will contact the property owners, if you will. Our main focus is going to be phase one at this point, which is from I-2 to Montecristo. However, we're all going to be looking at some at-risk parcels north of Montecristo as well. Those parcels that have the potential of being developed, if you will. So we want to secure that right away. The sooner the better. But once the right-of-way mapping is completed, appraisers are completed, we will approach the property owners. We will give them the information that has been obtained by independent appraisal. Right, this is independent of TxDOT, and the intent there is to reassure the property owners that fair market value is going to be looked at. The property owners will take a look at that, if you will, at that proposal and see if they are okay with it, or they have a chance to negotiate that, if you will, with our right-of-way agents.
How long is this negotiation period going to last before you start moving dirt on this thing?
So we are anticipating about 3 years to purchase the right-of-way for phase one. Yeah, there's it's a 22 miles is the total length of the project. It's about 8 miles or so, eight to 9 miles on phase one. So you can imagine 8 to 9 miles, and we're looking at 300, 350, 450 in some areas. Feet of right of way. So yes, this is going to be an endeavor, if you will. We're anticipating 3 years. If we can acquire the right of way sooner, by all means, we want to deliver the project. The sooner, the better. It's much needed. But in essence, it provides relief to US 281 or I-69C. This is a corridor that will basically provide direct access from the Mid Valley, the Weslaco, Donna, Alamo area to North Edinburgh, and basically provide a relief route.
Just curious, Pete. I know you're not in the real estate business. What you could be if this whole TxDOT thing doesn't work out for you. I suppose you could start selling real estate. But hey, in that 22-mile corridor, does the private market sale of that land pause, cease? Is it red flagged in any way where prospectors on the northern end in phase 3 say, "Oh, it might be going through here, so let me sop up some of this land"? And that way I'll get a nice offer from TxDOT in 3 years. How does that work? Do you know?
So basically, that's the intent of having the record of decision on file, so that as property owners are going through this process, I'm not an expert, I'm not a real estate agent, but if somebody is in negotiations with the state to purchase that right of way, and that individual is looking to sell that property, they need to disclose that information to the new property owner. That needs to be disclosed up front to minimize, if you will, the risk.
Okay.
Of that being gobbled up.
Pete Alvarez, our FAR Texas Department of Transportation engineer. We're talking about this new State Highway 68. We have reached the point where now a company will go out there and assess all this, and eventually there will be negotiations of the purchase of the land. 3 different phases. First, it's going to take 3 years, as Pete said, to do all the negotiation. I suppose to get all this land, try to get all the right of way. Now, so 3 years before dirt moves, so by phases, each one, how long will it take from moving dirt to finally finishing? By when will all this be done, Pete?
So we're anticipating each phase to take about 3 years to construct. So phase one, 3 years to buy right away, 3 years to construct is what we're anticipating. However, there is a possibility that while we're in the middle of construction of one, we're looking to buy right away to the next phase, so that they're running concurrently. I would anticipate if the projects are completely funded, and they're not completely funded at this time. Project phase one is funded. Phase 2 and phase 3 are in the development stages. So if funding were to be secured, it could be theoretically delivered in the next 6 years or so. Phase 1, that is.
Interesting. So there in 10 years, hopefully, if everything goes smoothly, like in 10 years, we'll have a new direct freeway, Highway 68, connecting I-2 all the way to I-69. Yes. Everything resulting in about 10 years.
That's depending on funding. I have to have that disclaimer. We're working as far as to ensure we have the funding for that job. Right away, phase 1.
Well, but it should be easier, right? Because we're now one MPO, right? And we're number 5 listed in the state of Texas. We're getting a lot more money now. And this project is like way at the top, right? As far as priority.
This is a high priority project for the Department of Transportation, no doubt. And I think it's a high priority project for the MPO as a whole. Regional projects typically rise to the very top, and this is no different.
10-4. interchange. We're almost done, right, here at FAR?
Yes, we're very proud of that we're looking at wrapping this project up. We anticipate having substantial completion at the end of May. Ribbon cutting, we're planning sometime in the month of June, once the legislative session is over, to ensure that the proper stakeholders are invited and participate in this much needed project. Many of you have already seen the benefit of having all those main lanes open. And so we're very proud of the project.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Unless there's a special session, then we'll kick the can down the road and tell the caterers to hang on, put everything back on ice. We'll wait a few days then, I suppose. Sir. Okay. Now, I got to ask you about that highway connecting those, 14, 15 miles between Brownsville and Boca Chica. Elon Musk and SpaceX. He's got about 3,000 people now, and he might have thousands more in the near future. And, oh, my goodness, they need that road to move stuff and materials and people. So what can you tell me about fattening that road and how quickly can Texas do that?
State Highway 4, we just completed, or we just did our public meeting at March 27th, if my memory serves me right, where we're looking to expand that roadway from a 2-lane to a 4-lane highway with a continuous left turn lane. So that project is in the works. We anticipate having the environmental clearance for that at the end of 2026. And then, we're pushing. Typically, environmental projects take anywhere 5 to 10 years. This is on fast track.
Wow. That is fast track for government. That's the way things work, man.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's I was there on Tuesday. I actually went to SpaceX, got an updated tour. There's so much that has happened. It is amazing. Right now, they have over 3,500 employees. They're anticipated doubling that in the next year to approximately 7,000 employees.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Pete. What if Elon takes out the checkbook and says, hey, how much is it? 14 miles? I mean, fatten it up. There you go. Let's go, muchachos. Let's get this done. Is that an option?
Yes, that's always an option. We always work with the stakeholders and private businesses. If that were to, there's a process for that. It's called donation acceptance agreement, and we would gladly take it.
But you still need the environmental impact.
Yes, we still need to go through that process because we have to work with the federal and state agencies to ensure environmentally we're clear.
Pete, I always appreciate your input. Look, brother, legislative session, Second Causeway, anything you need to mention before I let you go?
Second Causeway, we should have environmental clearance. We're targeting fall of 2026. That one too, fall of 2026. We should have environmental clearance. Okay. That will enable us to go to the next phase.
The next phase would be like studies or?
Well, after environmental clearance is done, environmental and schematic is completed, then we start looking at right away. We start looking at plans. Yes.
So we're another 10 years away from a Second Causeway, right? Maybe.
Well, the price tag has ballooned up to about $1 billion for the complete project. Right now, we're looking at possibly 3 phases as well, breaking it up. So if the record of decision is done late next year, we could potentially start as early as 2030, 2031 or so for construction. In transportation time, that's actually rather fast.
Yeah, I got you. And if you were to list like the top 3, top 5 projects, I would have mentioned this one would be there as well, like the Second Causeway, right?
So IBTC, International Bridge Trade Corridor, State Highway 68.
Okay.
Right. And then I-69 connector that will connect I-69C or 281 to 77 and Second Causeway. All these 4 projects, to me, are the highest priority projects. They're regional projects that basically connect the valley from one end of the valley to the other.
Pete, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to our next conversation. That is our engineer for the FAR office, Texas Department of Transportation. That is Pete Olivares. Be well, brother.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. We got a check of sports up next on your station for Astros baseball.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
One of the amazing joys of living here in Deep South Texas, first of all, Texas, and of course the Valley, is the food that we enjoy. It's just so good. At El Pato, every single El Pato location in South Texas, they have perfected the taste of the Rio Grande Valley. Mom's kitchen, Ama's kitchen, Grandma's kitchen. And right now that you're really hungry, oh man, maybe the Lord already took them. You can't make that call to Ama, your grandma, or Mom's kitchen. Say, hey Mom, give me some fresh flour tortilla tacos. I want some chorizo and egg and bacon and refried bean and cheese. We want everything in there. You know who can? El Pato. In fact, you can phone it in to that El Pato that you drive by every morning. Phone it in or order online, elpato.com. All your favorite fillings. Tortillas, flour tortillas that smell so good. They're so beautiful. Oh my goodness, they just melt in your mouth when you go buy those tacos. Chorizo, egg, potato, beans, cheese, even barbacoa if you're that hungry for a breakfast pato. Barbacoa pato. Don't forget the refried bean. That's what makes it perfect. Oh, and the red salsita as well. You are hungry? elpato.com is the solution, or phone it in and it'll be ready for you. That big bag full of breakfast tacos, those patos at El Pato Valleywide.
I got a phone call yesterday around noon, and I was at the gym at the time. They called me twice, and I called back, and they told me, you won $1,000, and I didn't believe it. I actually had to call my bank, and I called customer service and everything, and then they also confirmed that it's true that I won, and that's why I love Lone Star National Bank.
Swipe, win, repeat. For every 35 debit card swipes, our customers have a chance at winning $1,000 every quarter. Make the switch to LSNB. Start swiping today.
For over 44 years, Hest Fitness Products has been providing fitness equipment that you will not find in any store or online. Albert, the owner from Weslaco, wants her Valley family to get fit with the equipment that they will use. Exercise, be healthy, look better, feel better. Hest only represents the top equipment. Visit the store, 3501 North 10th Street, McAllen. Visit with a fitness consultant. They'll match you up with the equipment that you will use. Hest Fitness in McAllen, locally owned. Online at hestfitness.com.
Later tonight, your Houston Astros are on the road to take on the Kansas City Royals. First pitch at 6:40. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute. Cowboys stick it out at 12 and select the big man out of Alabama.
Roger to Goodell to give you the newest Dallas Cowboy at pick number 12.
With the 12th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker.
Let's go.
Guard, Alabama.
Cowboys will pick again at 44. And the Texans decide they were unable to find a trade partner to move up, so they did the next best thing and traded back with the Giants to secure more picks for the future. Texans are on the clock next at 34 thanks to those Giants. And the Rangers fell to the Athletics last night with some late-game theatrics by the A's. Rangers lose 4-3 in walk-off fashion, falling to 3-7 on the road this season. They will stay on the road trip heading to San Francisco tonight at 9:15. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
AccuWeather says, yeah, if you liked the weather yesterday, you'll like it today. Should like it today. This weekend, very similar. Should be close to low 90s and definitely mid-90s by Sunday, and overnight mid-70s. That's where we are, mid-70s across South Texas. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. Let's get the latest numbers. So if you're driving back to Brownsville or driving back to McAllen, let's see what we have. The first stop is McAllen. Not too bad. Let's see. On San Luis, about 30. No, pardon. Hidalgo at 30. Far is at an hour. And San Luis is actually in good shape. And about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for the 4 Brownsville area bridges. This is the Valley's Morning News, business news check of your money next on 710 KURV, including state and industry folks will need to keep the milk clean. FDA halting some quality control programs for milk and dairy. Business news check of your money up next on 710 KURV.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Jeff and JP at Amigo Power Equipment celebrating Kubota Orange Days. That for you as a rancher, landowner, you got some work to do. Maybe you got a big property, got a palatial estate, lots of acres out there. You got to mow all of that, or maybe you need to move some dirt, move some soil, maybe put some fences up there, and maybe chop up stuff, get a shredder. You need Kubota. That is the number one compact selling tractor in the nation. It is America's number one selling compact tractor. It's Kubota. You will find it at Amigo Power Equipment in Edinburgh. And with this Kubota Orange Day celebration, JP and Jeff at Amigo Power, from now through June 13th, you'll be able to get 0 down, 0% APR for an amazing up to 84 months if you qualify. Or you could get up to $3,000 off select Kubota compact tractors. What you need to do is check out the entire menu, either at the Amigo Power Equipment website. You can also go to KubotaOrangeDays.com. Go to that website. Stop by, visit with JP and Jeff, and talk about all this. It's Kubota Orange Days. Big savings, great financing offers. Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
It takes one whiff. Everything on the menu seems to be calling out to you. Dish after dish looks so good that you just can't seem to make up your mind. Everything looks better than the last thing. It's almost mind-boggling, and that's the moment that you realize you are at the right place. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat. Sushi, all kinds, and always delicate, fresh, and delicious. Sushi and Chinese food all at the same place. Zen. Everything you want. Individually custom wok-fired crispy General Chow chicken, and all of your favorite Chinese food like sizzling steak lo mein. It's an experience you'll absolutely love. Lunch and dinner, all you can eat at Zen. You don't have to decide on one thing because you get it all. Everything on the menu is yours for one low price. All you can eat. Bring everybody. With kids' meals at just $8.99, there's just no better option out there. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat, unlimited, unforgettable, unapologetically affordable. Zen.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Steep tariffs imposed on Chinese imports have upended the nearly $3 billion per year U.S. fireworks industry. Fireworks retailers, wholesalers, and professional pyrotechnic companies asked Chinese companies to halt production this month because they say they cannot absorb the 145% tariff that's levied on Chinese imports. If the seller passes on the entire import tax, a $10 item could become $24.50. South Korea has asked for calm and orderly discussions with the U.S. on trade issues as Asia's fourth largest economy reportedly seeks to work out a deal with the U.S. by July to avoid tariffs. The deal will reportedly be pursued by July 8th. Alphabet's executives said that although it's too early to tell the exact impact macro conditions will have, the company expects some headwinds to its ads business, particularly from Asia. Futures are slightly lower. Wednesday, the Dow Industrials gained 486, the NASDAQ up 457. That's Your Money Now.
And as I mentioned, Food and Drug Administration halting its quality control program for milk and dairy. There's a specific lab that is mentioned, but the FDA will work with states to protect dairy in the meantime. AccuWeather says highs for today should be in the low 90s. Same thing for the weekend. In fact, we're mid-90s by Sunday. Movie mom is out. She left town, didn't even tell me. Did she leave me some food in the microwave? No, I don't think so. She sent the babysitter, though, right? So we'll talk with our new babysitter. That's coming up in about 4 minutes, and review all the movies at the theater and online. Or at least the big ones. That's coming up on the Valley's Morning News on 710 KURV. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing is a solid organization, an organization that you can trust for all of your commercial building sites, even your home, the roof at your home. It's Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. And I tell you this with confidence because a dear friend of mine and a guy I consider like a brother, Dale Johnson. And you know me, man, for years I've been talking about Dale Johnson. He's a top commercial roofing expert in this region and all these big projects in Texas and in other states as well. Yeah, the very awesome Dale Johnson. My friend Dale, he wants me to tell you he trusts Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, so much so that he is now a part of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, locking arms with them, walking in them to South Texas and telling you as a business owner and manager, you need to call them. So for all that little repairs, maybe some upkeep, or if you're thinking just a retrofit, man, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing brings with them cutting-edge roof installation technology and advanced waterproofing solutions, an extensive menu of new services, valued warranties. My friend Dale Johnson trusts Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and you should trust them as well. The website is chamberlainltd.com. Start that conversation with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing at 956-566-6822.
Nothing helps your children with life more than confidence. Confidence is what they need to excel in school, in sports, and even on the playground. And where does that confidence start? Right in your own backyard. At Backyards Unlimited, our big redwood tree frog play systems aren't just swing sets. They're confidence builders. Imagine your child conquering a rock wall or mastering the monkey bars. That feeling, it carries over into how they play, how they learn, and how they interact with other children. For a toddler, that rock wall isn't just fun. It's teaching balance, motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and critical thinking. Every climb, swing, and hang is helping your child grow stronger inside and out. So what are you waiting for? Give your kids a head start in life by giving them a backyard full of possibilities. At Backyards Unlimited, we have every style of swing set imaginable to help your kids' imagination run wild. Backyards Unlimited on the Expressway across from the Shrine in San Juan. Backyards Unlimited, where quality and service matter.
News and weather information at your fingertips.
No more browsing for no apparent reason. No more mindlessly surfing on our laptops.
Log on to KURV.com. News Talk 710 KURV.
15 to the hour, the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Producer Fred Cruz spinning like 40 plates right now. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording. I'm Sergio Sanchez, and we got the movie babysitter Lisa Mendel joining us in about 2 minutes. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys. Ready to fight for you? Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump attempting to stop Russia's war in Ukraine.
We are thinking that very strongly that they both want peace.
Fox's Rich Edson at the White House.
President's special envoy Steve Witkoff, he's in Moscow, scheduled to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin. President is pushing both sides to reach an agreement soon. President refuses to say what happens if talks fails, whether the U.S. will sanction Russia or revoke support for Ukraine.
And just a short time ago.
How are you, Mr. President?
Thank you.
So good to see you.
That's Steve Witkoff and the Russian President Putin. Court date later today, accused killer Luigi Mangione is set to answer federal charges in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Federal grand jury indicted him this month on 4 counts, including murder for the killing in December. America's listening to Fox News.
The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. We have some local growers and politicians are asking for help from the Trump administration as the U.S. Commerce Department reportedly plans to suspend a 2019 agreement with Mexico to suspend tariffs on fresh tomatoes. If they can't get help, we might see an increase in tariffs against Mexican tomatoes by up to 50%. Every Friday at this time, of course, we got movie reviews and all the online entertainment stuff, all those reviews. Of course, there's Movie Mom, but Movie Mom Nel Mino left town, didn't tell me. Called the babysitter. We got a real nice babysitter today, Lisa Mendel. from athomeinhollywood.com. I was looking forward to the release of The Accountant 2 because Accountant 1 was I thought it was really good. Rock'em sock'em. So how about it? Accountant 2 as entertaining? Yes or no?
I would say it's even more entertaining. Excellent. Second one. I mean, the original Accountant that came out about almost 10 years ago in 2016, it proved that a movie about a detail-obsessed accountant on the spectrum could be fun and exciting. And this one delivers even more. This one, again, it stars Ben Affleck in the title role, and he takes it a step further. They add John Bernthal in there as his high-octane brother. And it's not only an action thriller, but now it's also it's got a bit of a buddy comedy twist, which is a lot of fun.
Excellent. Oh, man. I'm so glad you liked it. Okay, so there's other one that I saw here at the local movie theaters called The Legend of Ochi. What is that?
Yeah, that sounds a little interesting. Sounds like it might be maybe an anime thing, but it's not. It's a really sweet and welcome children's fantasy. It mixes live action, puppetry, and CGI characters. And it creates a magical film with a delightful little star that is sort of a melange of the most endearing qualities of Lilo, Stitch, and Baby Yoda. So,
I was going to say, on the preview, it looks like they got the Temu version of Baby Yoda.
I love that description, and it's really apt. This one's about a mountain village that feels tormented by a group of Yeti-like folk monsters called Ochi. Okay, and adults train the youth to protect themselves and the village from them. But when one girl finds a baby Ochi, as in Baby Yoda Temu, attempts to raise it, and ideas begin to change. And you know, the interesting thing, it's beautifully shot, it's emotional, its most prominent stars are Willem Dafoe, who's doing a ton of great work these days, and Stranger Things' Finn Wolfhard. And then a young Helena Zengel, you've probably never seen before, stars as the young girl. And most families will find nothing to complain about in this film, which is very refreshing. But they'll find a lot to cheer for. It's rated PG. There's nothing political. I can see this becoming a lot of children's favorite film.
Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. Which, by the way, I was looking at some of the sites in McAllen. I found that there, for some reason, they're released. Maybe it's like it's a 20th anniversary. Star Wars Episode 3, where I guess Darth Vader's is birthed from the ashes of the end of the movie. So that was a very dark Star Wars. I kind of didn't like it, but I get what they were trying to do. They were birthing the evil character that is Darth Vader. Online, the internet channels. What you got this weekend that you like?
Okay, you might find that with the death of Pope Francis and the ensuing events, you could be in the mood to finally see Conclave, which was the Academy Award nominated film about the election of a pope. And, they got a lot of the details right. This is just an exceptional movie, one of my favorites of the year last year. And I highly recommend streaming it. You can find it on Amazon Prime Video. It won an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, and it stars Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci, Isabella Rossellini, and John Lithgow. And the story is fictional, but it offers some really interesting insight on the highly secretive voting process that the Roman Catholic Church utilizes to choose a new pontiff, which is happening right now. This is moving. This movie is moving, very respectful of the church and the clerics, and the surprise ending will rock your world. So
I saw the previews to that. I thought was really entertaining. I thought maybe they're going to take like a different twist on this, like make it like a murder mystery, something like that. No, it's actually the process of choosing a new. Yeah.
And there's a different kind of mystery in it. It's you will never see the end coming. And then another favorite of mine is on it's on Apple TV Plus right now, and it just released last week. It's called Your Friends and Neighbors. It's a series starring Jon Hamm, and it's really good. Of course, in my book, Jon Hamm can do no wrong. But in this one, he plays a wealthy New York financial guru who, within a short period of time, loses his wife and his job and his family and his mansion. And it's through no fault of his own. Even though, a rich character like this is hard to make sympathetic, you actually feel for this character. And when all the doors close on him, he decides to rob his uber wealthy friends and neighbors, most of whom have so many riches they don't even notice when a few disappear. And, charming John Hamm. He's at the top of his game here. He's even better, I think, than he was as Don Draper in Mad Men, which is, in my opinion, one of the all-time greatest TV series. So this is worth a look. It will be intriguing, and you might find a lot of pleasant surprises in it.
Well, Lisa Mandel, I truly enjoy listening to you and Miko Zach on the drive home when you guys talk about new movies and all that. And I appreciate you coming in and pinch hitting, babysitting us for Movie Mom. How long is Mom out? She told you, didn't tell me, Freddie. Oh, she'll be back next week. From atHomeInHollywood.com, Lisa Mandel. Be safe.
Thanks.
Rio Grande Valley, Port of Brownsville is the economic engine of this region. And at the moment, we are seeing the influx of billions of dollars in private sector money, investment. It's not government funding people. We're talking about private sector, the golden goose, the one that lays the golden egg, and even government will scratch off something for it. We're talking private sector investment to the tune of tens and tens of billions of dollars at the port, and thousands of jobs at present, thousands more on the way. And then the big news that we are expecting any moment now, they call it FID, Final Investment Decision, a second liquefied natural gas node setting up shop at the Port of Brownsville, hiring thousands of people and providing us all this wealth and opportunity and prosperity and more to come. They're building ships at the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville. They're hosting all sorts of steel product being sent to Monterrey. The Port of Brownsville is the seaport, unofficially, the seaport for Monterrey, Mexico, the industrial north of Mexico. And all these different jobs and opportunities, investment opportunities, and career opportunities. Be in the know. Portofbrownsville.com is the website. Portofbrownsville.com. Sign up for the free newsletter.
Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax. Are your property taxes too high? Well, you can kiss that money goodbye until you call cat tax. Oh yeah, we save money for you. Cat tax, cat tax. Call cat tax, cat tax. No
Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV.